It's almost like this story is becoming just a tradition at this point, as it is a leadership person that has made a bad judgment that is capitalizing on service members for their own profit. Everyone in the Marine Corps, or the military, I should say in general, is now freaking out about it because that person is a gunnery sergeant, or former, is what we're allegedly going to say here because we don't have confirmation. But this video went viral and has blown across the social media sphere, and everyone is commenting on it. Yeah, that was a gunnery sergeant which thought it was appropriate to thrust her crotch towards your face as part of her leadership skill. And on top of that, looks like the guy in the wheelchair from Scary Movie 2. There's a meme about it. I just can't get that on my head because the way the hair is over, it's crazy. But people on the internet are very pissed off about it, and I'll leave it up to them to kind of say their remarks, because you've seen people of the likes of Barry Bull, a former Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, talk about this from an E9 perspective.
Ladies, I need you to speak up on this one. Why the hell is this being done in camis? Rumor has it this Marine was ADSEPT, administratively separated in 2020. I don't know if this video was made before or after that fact. This is a gunnery sergeant. Like, on average, you're going to have been in the military for like 12 years. Videos like that ruin it for the rest of the amazing women in the military. Imagine being her sergeant major. Imagine being one of her Marines. I mean, hell, imagine being her dad. When you disrespect the uniform like that, I got a big problem with it. Stop making these videos and stop posting them. Men do way worse stuff than this, Barry. It's like, spare me, dude. We ain't deflecting here. This is about this video. Like, this is wrong. It shouldn't be done. It makes me sick. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.
According to Sergeant Major Bull, there was so much backlash from this in his comments coming after him and also this female Marine as well, that essentially he had to come back and rescind some of his comments and some of the hate that was directed towards this female Marine, and kind of change his pace as far as he was looking from his initial post.
I posted a video about this person yesterday, and I want to apologize. I feel it was wrong for me to include the comment from the other gentleman about the gunny face effing him on IG. I feel that I created a forum for men and some women to come in the comments and just say some nasty stuff. If you don't like what she did, that's what you say and you end it there. It's not your license to call names and insult. It's not a license to attack or degrade. It's not a license to talk about all female service members or to talk about how she got promoted. We completely detract from accountability when we start making those personal attacks. For me, it's not about female Marines. It's not about women. It's just about the uniform. I'm not better than her, and neither are you. And when we act like we are, and then we say all these really nasty things, it just takes away from the overall message, and then we look like we're just attacking her and women, because that's basically what we're doing. I've seen too much misconduct directed towards women, and that's a big reason why this really struck a chord for me. I have 2 daughters. She's somebody's daughter and somebody's wife. So I'm going to be just as public about an apology as I am everything else.
Looking at all this, there are so many things that we could, look back at, but I think this steps a line beyond what most people would say. And that's because we've seen this before, and this is not the first version, like I said, where somebody has utilized their uniform, but I will say it's somebody that has been in a higher level of authority. And when I say that, it's because we saw in the previous iterations of this, that was Combat Barbie. She actually appeared in several places, such as P-Boy, I'll say that for short because YouTube likes to block anything that might be adult in nature. So essentially, they would utilize the uniform as a way in order to make sure they could still say, look, I'm a veteran, but also be able to say, like, look, this really isn't that. But apparently, there are people that have gone on the record saying that she actually has an OnlyFans, and this is part of that content creation where she still appears in kind of full uniform here. Matt.t.t.t. Okay, too much. Says, still would, I ain't no Lance Corporal anymore, Gunny. I'm a contractor now. Short Girl Bree says she was my DI drill instructor back in 2018. She got out like a year or 2 ago and goes OnlyFans with her uniform. No worries, she's not breaking any Marine Corps orders. Short Girl Bree, I do agree that she is probably not breaking any Marine Corps orders by wearing the uniform as a civilian, but making content in it. I just think that, like, out of the good nature, good faith of someone's service, right? You were that rank, you were that title, and you are fully in that uniform, making sure you're upholding good order, discipline, whatever else, right? And you were holding the roles and responsibilities of that, where this content creator no longer has those rights, responsibilities, or things that they're no longer in the role. By her exercising this right of hers in uniform, while it doesn't break things, like just because things that aren't against the law doesn't make them not bad things that we as a society would say are, something that shouldn't be done, for example. J00100100 says, the few, the proud, the fatherless. Worse said, I want to know what goes through someone's mind when they make a video like this before they click post. And lastly, Isaiah Stewart wrote, that's not a barracks bunny, that's a barracks gunny. And, you could go on the rails of this by saying like, oh, what about her dad? What about her whatever else? You know what I mean? And I will tell you that it's irrelevant at this point. If she made it to Gunnery Sergeant 12 years, let's say around that ballpark like Christian Bull was trying to say, we can honestly say like this is early 30s, right? And I'm not saying there won't be content for later years, but there's a point where you want other jobs and things like that, and that might be a factor as they age out of the industries. That's very common to have happen. On top of that, I will say like this wouldn't be an issue unless guys were not buying this. So they're obviously buying it, and that's continuing to perpetuate this type of thing. But I do not agree with wearing the uniform in general if they're going to use it for the idea of looking like they were actually in the military, still within regulation of it, without making it very obvious that they are not part of the military anymore. While I will say I find this hard that I would ever fall on the side of Combat Barbie in this, I definitely have to say at least she has some tact of making it kind of cosplay-like. But that's where I get to the part of the video where I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about the situation of this Marine Gunnery Sergeant, which allegedly is not in the service anymore and was administratively separated, which means bad conduct of some kind, most likely, right? What do you think of that, and what do you think of them utilizing this as their platform? Let me know down in the comments below, because I think that's where the conversation continues. As always, if you guys do like what I cover here on the channel, make sure you guys hit me up or on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.